Hello everyone, today's going to be my sport review of the anime series we're doing, Cowboy Bebop, the complete series. So here we go. So basically, Cowboy Bebop is basically a bounty hunter, bunch of bounty hunters. Starts off first with Spike and Jet first, and then goes off with Ein, the dog, the Corgi, which is adorable second episode. And then the third episode, we meet with Faye. And then later on, episode 6, 7, we meet up with Ed. And then we find out that Spike has been dead, pretty much. He's been dead before. Apparently, he was in an altercation with Vicious, because he's trying to follow. He's trying to go back to his love, to his love interest, Julia, who's basically kind of a pawn now for Vicious, pretty much, using her as like a way to get Spike closer and take out Spike for good. But he's also in love. He's also in love with Julia as well. So both of them are in love with the same woman, and they're basically trying to end their vendetta, pretty much. And that's how the show goes on for what actually it is. But it does go off. Episode 5 is where the show really takes off. First 4 episodes is a little slow. It's simple. It's all characters we see, and then the 5th episode is where it completely takes off and does not stop at all. There's even a 2-parter in the middle of the series, a Vicious as well, and there's a 2-parter at the end, which is a great 2-parter pretty much. So yeah, but overall, I love the series. But here's the spoiler review we're getting into here. We're getting into the last few episodes because the show is pretty much bounty hunting, and each episode has their own version of it, pretty much. Of Faye's version of Jet. Jet was a former police officer. He quit police, becoming a cop because his family he had to take care of. The mother passed away, so he had to take care of his family. Apparently, this family is gone, and now he is basically becoming a bounty hunter, also a pilot for the Bebop, pretty much. And his backstory is very well done as well. Faye's backstory is she's always mean. She's always mean. She always has an attitude. She has an attitude. She's tough. She's very feisty, but she loves stealing things. And the reason why she likes stealing things is because she never had anything. Pretty much, she never had anything until someone gave her something, and it meant to her so much. So really, Faye is a really unique character. Faye is probably the most unique character of all, besides Spike. I think Spike is the one character you really know. You know who he is. You know what he is. You kind of know his backstory, kind of, even from the first episode or the first time we see what happens to Spike or what did happen to Spike. So yeah, but overall, it did a great job of doing that. But Faye's backstory is really well done. As a hacker, as a genius hacker, that basically is pretty much the child version of it, pretty much. Because Spike's biggest fear is this: he doesn't like 3 things: dogs, women with an attitude, or kids. He has all 3 of them. He has a crew, and slowly he endures to enjoy it. He enjoys it now, basically for what actually it is. But really, the story really is about bounty hunters who are trying to survive, pretty much, trying to get money to eat. They don't care for adventure. They don't care about that kind of stuff at all. They're just here to catch the culprit, catch the criminals, and then basically survive, pretty much. Find something to eat. Because the first episode, they're broke. They're out of food, and now Spike has to find a heist bounty to find. And that's where the first episode kind of like takes place, and then so on and so forth. There are episodes too of... They're also really good episodes too, really good episodes as well, as Spike becoming a hero, Ed becoming a hero, Faye becoming a hero, Jet becoming a hero, even Ein the dog becoming a hero. Ein's probably one of the most fun character of all. Ein and Ed are like really linked. They have an episode together where they're finding mushrooms. They're finding illegal mushrooms. So yeah, it does take a lot of tribute to old school too, to the 60s, the 50s, the 60s, and the 70s. And a little bit of the 80s too, with the nostalgic purpose of it too. Even the style is very similar, like the 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s. All 4 different decades of like style, pretty much. I like that very much how they did that. Can't really get into a lot of the episodes because really the show is basically one thing only, is the last few episodes. So Julia is murdered. She is killed by Vicious, and now he finds her dead, and he tells her, "This is your time to carry the weight." She always calls him "See You, Space Cowboy." At the end of the episode, they're always at the end of the credit, right before the credits hit, it says "See You, Space Cowboy." On this one, the last episode, it says, "It's now your time to carry your weight." And this is where we find out about Spike. So Spike really cared for Julia so much that he would actually give his life for it. He even lost an eye. A a fake eye. I can't remember which eye actually. One of the eyes of his is fake. Even telling Faye, but one of my eyes is fake, and I gotta figure out who I really am, what I am I alive, And this is really his revenge story, and really do a really good job of doing it too. So Vicious does kill Julia, and leaves Julia, and Julia tells him, "It's your time to carry your own weight." It breaks his heart. It's in the first part 1 of episode 25. Episode 26, this is where Spike takes his own vendetta. And now he's going to find Spike, which he does, and he's going to kill him. To just end this whole thing, pretty much. This whole feuding of falling in love with the same woman and dying with the same woman. We find out that Vicious did not kill her. She killed herself, actually. She killed herself because she was tired of falling to Vicious's traps and all that kind of stuff. Vicious is a very, very well done villain. Love how they do him. And I think this villain arc is so well done. He starts off as a military, and then he goes off into like this drug lord idea. And then he's this gangster-esque like villain in the 1960s, 70s in movies pretty much. Back then, he has that feeling of it. And then right toward the end, he has a sword, a katana sword, what he uses. And he's a lot like Spike. Spike's more gun. He's more gung-ho, more guns. He prefers guns over swords. And that's where the fight scene between him and Vicious comes in. And the bounty money, there's a fountain of bounty money on Vicious' head, and it's a lot of money. Whoever kills Vicious gets the bounty money. Spike does kill him. At the end. He takes him out. He kills him. But then it's pretty much over because he set all the charges in the building. So whatever he was going to do, live or die, he was going to die anyway. And he says the final words in the last episode. Bang. And the whole thing, he falls down, the whole place, the whole Vicious's building just gets blown up. And that's it. There is a movie too after this. I do recommend see the movie. The movie's really well done. It's a very great job of the movie. And I'm going to tell you about the movie because the movie's really well done. It's a good ending. It's not really canon, but you could call it canon some parts. Some parts are canon, some parts are not canon in the film, like traditional anime movies out of anime series, coming from an anime series pretty much. But overall, did a good job in the movie. And it ends with the tagline, "See you, Space Cowboy." It ends with, it's your time to carry your weight. And the song ends with freedom, with a song about freedom. Being free, I'm off, I'm done, I'm going to be with her now. And then Spike's going to be with Julia. And we find out that really Spike wants, his biggest dream is to become one of the stars. And now he's apparently one of them. He's right there because he sees a star that just appeared right after Julia died. He looked up the sky and saw a star just appeared out of nowhere. He knows that's her spirit. And he knows my spirit's coming next. And that's where the chapter goes in, pretty much. So the crew pretty much we don't know what happens to the crew. You find out, I guess, in the movie you'll find out, because the movie does a great job of ending or somewhat ending another way for it. But I prefer the series over the movie, but the movie's still really good. The series has a lot better animation, a lot better writing than the movie does. The movie's a little more shorthanded pretty much, but it does a great job of doing it anyway. But if you like the movie, prefer the movie, no problem. I understand a lot of people love the movie, prefer the film over the series. I prefer the series because the series gave it does give me nostalgia because I love their style. I love the music in the movie. I love their episodes in the movie. I love the characters. Even Ed, even Ed. I think a lot of fans don't like Ed because it's a child. Because the show was very deep, very dark, very violent, very adult until Ed arrived. Until Ed arrived, it kind of softened up a little more. 'Cause it got pretty dark. It got to the point where it was like Spike literally died, and somehow survived. And somehow he survived. And Ed pops up. And the reason why was apparently the guy who made anime wanted to throw a character in because it wasn't his original plan. The original plan was to have just Spike, Faye, Ein, and Jet. That's it. That was pretty much it. There was no other character coming in. But the show got so dark that he decided to throw in a child character. He decided to throw in Ed, or Edward, or Ed, they call him in the series. Ed, who's a brilliant hacker, and I actually like that. I actually really liked it. Even Ed has an episode where he is going against this game. This guy who has control of like spaceships, and he controls them. He can destroy them. And to him, it's a game, and he's bored. And Ed actually comes over to play with him, and he likes it. He likes it so much he wants to play chess. So they play chess, a real chess game, not just a game of life, a real chess game. And now nothing going on. There's no war between planets going at each other, pretty much. So yeah, but does a good job of doing that. Even Faye's episode is really well done. Ein's really well. Ein has a really fun little episode too, where Ein finding his way. It's a really fun, cute little episode how they do it, but very good job. And even Jet has an own episode of his past and now what he is now. Am I a criminal? He does say to his old friends who were police officers, am I really a criminal? Are we really criminals? We're doing something that we should not be doing. Because bounty hunting, some areas is against galactic law. Not in some areas, not a lot of areas, but like big areas, it is against the law. It's like a western pretty much. It is kind of against the law. So he does say, but he does learn that there are lawless countries, there are lawless planets, there are lawless galaxies. There's so many of them. It doesn't matter what it is. The asteroids. People want to go to planet Venus or whatever, or planet Mars, which is really where there is none of that. It's all peaceful. It's all this. It's all that. Happens the first episode. Happens in the middle of the series, and it happens right at the end where we see Spike saying, "I wish I was at Mars, but I'd rather become one of the stars, just like Julia." And that's basically what it actually is. It's a love story. It's a really good love story. Does a good job of doing it, but it has this broad of like action, noir, mystery, sci-fi, a little bit of horror, not a lot, comedy, romance, and all that kind of, all bind up to one, and does a great job of doing it. Cowboy Bebop is a phenomenal series. I really enjoyed it very much. It's a good ending point to what the series really is. It's 26 episodes and a movie. I recommend seeing the series first, like I said, on my non-spoiler, then the movie, because the movie is not quite canon, because Spike is alive in the movie. So get that point across. Spike is alive in the movie. He's alive, but there's no indication of what happened, so it doesn't really tell you what happened. So it had like a 2-year gap, I think. And I decided to think they want a better ending. So this is it's kind of like Evangelion, another anime series I watch. I actually really like Evangelion. The series had a weird ending and did end sadly. But the movie had an ending, and you either love it or hate it. Same thing with Cowboy Bebop. You either love the ending of the series, or you love the ending of the movie. You're either way with that. I prefer the ending of the series because Spike is finally at peace. He's finally one of the stars, and now he gets to be with his girl forever. And that's basically what he really is. So yeah. Anyway, guys, I hope you all enjoyed my anime series spoiler review of Cowboy Bebop. Thank you all for watching. Leave a like, comment, subscribe to my channel. I'll see you next time. And as always, I'm gonna say the tagline. See you, Space Cowboy. Thank you for watching, and